huge one, huge. The largest buying segment in America today, the single woman. Did you know that? And everything, all retail is the single woman. Are you doing that? Are you looking at those? Are you looking at the ethnicity, the age bracket of the people you're servicing? I mean, Joe will tell you, with me, I'm a senior citizen. Now, my wife is a geek. She is like, she has all the stuff that she really knows how to do it. My biggest peeve in the world of anything you can name is the return of a phone call. I come from the old school. It just nothing irks me more when somebody doesn't call me back in a reasonable period. It just drives me crazy. Now, if you were going to be my realtor, would you want to know that? Or would you want to maybe text message? Email me? Now, do I do that? Of course, because you're driven to do it by the way the market is. My point is you have to know. You have to know what's going on with the type of buyer that you're working with. You're a Hispanic buyer, it doesn't matter. You have to know the cultural pieces of that and understand how to work with them. New opportunities. Here's one that is like, it's ludicrous. It goes back to the why. Not analyzing on what the needs of increasing your goal over last year is. See, most of you just pick a number. You say, well, I did 30 that, I want to do 40 this year. Why? How is it you arrived at 40 and not 35? You have to know the reasons why. Because you see, when you just pick a number, it does not energize you. When you set and say, okay, I want to go from 30 size to 40 size, because that extra $50,000, $60,000 I will be able to help put in my son or daughter's college educational fund, or I'll be able to buy a second car, or we want to buy a second house, or I want to retire early and I have a plan. That's what so big numbers don't drive it. Do they? Do they drive it? Well, no. It's what's the result I get from the numbers, what drives me. Here's what's so amazing about that is that everything that is purchased, everything is purchased with feeling. A lot of people don't understand that. When a woman goes out and spends $500 for a dress, it's because she feels great. When a guy goes out and buys a new set of golf clubs, because they feel great. My wife came home shopping here about 3 weeks. She's got her own money. Said, man, looks like you spent some money. It's not as much as you spent on that driver last week. You have your own needs and wants that you want to do. And that's what drives you to go out and accomplish the result. Now, let me share with you the common mistakes. These are like very elementary. Do not, now get this, don't ever buy any equipment for your real estate practice that you don't buy as a business entity. If you're going to go buy a new laptop computer from Best Buy, Office Depot, Staples, a new printer, buy it as a business entity and ask for the business entity service department. You want that service piece that goes with it. Otherwise, you are going to end up in customer purgatory. A business entity will get you the quickest service because they know you cannot be without the equipment. So just go ahead and say that. Hi, I'm David Kellerman. I'm a real estate practitioner. I need to do that, blah, 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 blah. I need to make real sure if I purchase this, if I'm going to purchase a service contract, whatever, that it is the business entity piece. I don't want the consumer fee, I want the business. See, they're always separate. All manufacturing service departments service businesses. And you need to know that because you can get that for no additional cost. It's all part of the package. We already got the no plan. Now, here's a big one. Two of them. Not using the resources that are available to you. I'm sure, knowing Richard, that he has shared with you all of the resources and tools available through the Century 21 system. The other resource that you probably are missing, which is a huge one, is you're not earning professional designations. Now, professional designations aren't about being an ego trip. it's about not only getting the knowledge that comes from getting it, it's about the networking that you can do. I was a former CRS and GRI, taught GRI at the University of Michigan, and some of my best outstate referral contacts came through that program. Now, as an example, my wife, 80% of her business will come from out of state, Florida. That's the way it works. Now, she's done a good job of is networking with other people, so it works both ways. See, if you're going to go out, you want to get a referral fee. And most of us overlook that. And I will say this, and I don't say it to be mean, but this company does not do a good job in referrals. And it's a huge piece of business you're missing. Huge piece. We have tons of companies in the Los Angeles basin who a great part of their GCI revenue is generated from referral business. So you need to take advantage of that, and that's why it's so important to know who your colleagues are, and you all do. And I'll guarantee you, I can ask you here, name 4, 5, 6 companies, and you know who you want to co-broke with. Because you know what agent, if they sell your list of yours, the deal will close. And you also know the veterans, don't you? The ones you stay away from. We did. In my day, hey, man, don't ever sell one to Jack. Don't let Jack Klein sell yours. True story. Here's how you learn this real quick. I listed one time a 5-acre parcel of land that had 2 adjacent acres, and on the 2 adjacent acres there was a pole barn. And what I had listed was a little 2-bedroom home with a single-car garage. Get a purchase agreement like you needed. Really excited about it. Go through the closing. Now, back in Michigan in those days, in the 70s, you drafted all your own documents, your own deeds, the whole 9 yards. We're at the closing, and of course you had to attend the closing. So we're in there closing the deal. The guy looks up, he says, went out and introduced him to the seller. He says, now the buyer says, now, when will these snowmobiles, when will you be taking them out of the pole barn? What? So when do you take these? Why would I take them out? He says, well, I want to put my tractors. What do you mean your tractor? That's mine. I just bought it. Cochran sold the sucker, trying to me, sold it with the pole barn. Well, how quick did that deal go down? He misrepresented the whole 9 yards. So in talking to him afterwards, Jack, why would you explain this? I don't know. I just thought we could put it together. We'd work it out there, See, some people do real estate like that. Now, not in this office. My point about that is just that, is that you want to make sure that all the disclosure is out there, you understand the whole piece, and when you put it together, it's going to have a happy ending to it. The last one I have for you on this, on resources, working with good people. And this is the third wheel of why businesses fail, is no cash reserve. You have to, when you get a real estate closing, you have to put some money aside for cash reserve, income tax, etc., etc., etc. Now, I share that with you because that's such a common mistake that it's most all the time excluded from the business plan. Meaning what I do is I set back and say, okay, I want to make $80,000, $100,000, $150,000, forgetting 28% of it's going to go Uncle Sam. You have up here. I left you had 11% state income tax. I don't know what you still do. How Tiger Woods move out quick. Me too. It's so you have to do it. All right, I got to pay my tax. Then got to pay myself, quote, cash reserve. And then I'm a believer, basically charity things such as that there. And then this is what I have left. So when you do the plan with Richard, you have to build that in. And I talk to Joe about that all the time. Because as an owner, he needs a return on his profit, return on his investment, a return of his investment, and he has to have cash reserves, which he does a good job business planning. Because you have to have that. There will always be seasons in our business that are rainy. Anyone who's been in it, any length of time will tell you that. We know that. So you got to be prepared for that. Does that make sense? Yes. So do it at the time that you get the check.